Alright folks, this evening I'm showing you what I've been working on. Today I was at Academy Sports and picked up this interesting, I'd read some reviews. It's the RCBS Primer Pocket Swager Tool 2. It is press mounted, and I didn't read this before I bought it, but the instructions do say that it is only for single stage presses. And I thought, well, I don't see why it wouldn't work on a turret press with this Lee turret, classic turret press with the auto index removed. But there is a reason, and it is because, that one is stuck. Whenever you push your case up to swage the primer pocket, and I dropped it, gets stuck on this little nub here, right there. You can see that. That's what reams the primer pocket. And whenever you actuate your press up to here with the case in it, that case gets stuck right on the end of there. So they include this without the hose clamp around it as a means of it. Whenever your ram comes down, it catches, knocks the case off. I'll show you an example. And this, by the way, is easier to just start out feeding them up here, but this is kind of hard to do one-handed. Alright, so we swage that primer pocket. We bring it down, and it knocks the case loose so it's not stuck anymore. The problem is if you don't have this hose clamp on there, this thing just sits on top of here and doesn't do crap, because it's really not big enough. I would think if they'd made it a little bit longer and that size around, it wouldn't have fit at all, because it's about the same diameter as this lower part of the ram. So if they made it longer and the same size around, it just wouldn't fit. Instead, of what they really need to do is make it a bit wider in diameter. If it was just and longer, but they need to make it about, if it was the diameter that with that hose clamp on there, and about probably a ½ inch longer, it would work like a dream. Maybe 3/4 of an inch longer. But I don't know if that's why they say only for single stage presses or not. But you can modify it with a simple hose clamp. It does take some fiddling with to get it on, the right depth. But with a hose clamp, you can make it so it'll work on a Lee turret press. Of course, with the auto index removed, because since you have this as your shell holder, you're not going to be able to do any more. Of course, you've got to have the auto prime, the primer ram removed while you're doing it. And you can't do anything else except for swage the primer pocket. But I had been reaming them with a Lyman reamer and just had chucked it in a drill bit. And I tell you what, it wasn't as bad on these 308 or 762 cases. On these 762 cases, it was taking it off pretty quickly, but it was still slow going. I'll tell you where these came from. These came from Walmart, this MKE. I don't know. I had some questions about the accuracy of the ammo when I was shooting it out of my particular gun, but then I've had some good groupings out of it, so I don't know that it's a bad ammo. I would say if anything, it lacks a bit in the accuracy as compared to the Lake City stuff, which I do have some of that also. But it was cheap, so I bought quite a bit of this a while back, and now that I'm reloading, of course, I want to reload it because I have loaded some of this, and I don't think the brass, the inaccuracy I was seeing in the factory rounds from the factory, I don't think is the brass. I think it is probably maybe inconsistencies somewhere else, but it's not the brass. And so the reloads from this brass have actually done extremely well, and I have a bunch of it, probably 100, 150 rounds, which 7.62 in my opinion anyway is quite a bit. So it was taking forever to ream those primer pockets with the Lyman Primer Pocket Reamer, even chucked in a drill. I had to do something different, and it was killing my fingers. I mean, holding on tightly to a case like that and jamming it into the drill is just hell on your fingers. After you do 25, 30 of them, my fingers would start getting really tired. So this has been, once I figured out how to make a modification to it so it would fit inside, or fit the Lee turret press, classic turret press that I've got here, it has really sped things up. Anyway, I hope this helps somebody else out in my situation, because I do think it's a good tool. You can make it so it fits the classic turret press, and I don't think you will be disappointed in it over the reamers. I saw some blogs online or some discussion boards, and people were saying, "Oh, this is slow and the reamers are a lot faster." Well, I don't know what kind of drill they were using, but in my opinion, that is not the case, and you're much better off with one of these swagers. Anyway, I'll let you go. I plan to post this hopefully this evening. Talk to you soon.